I've only had one premonition type of dream, and it came true within hours. In the dream, I was standing in a field, looking up into the morning sky, watching a fireball fall with a smoke trail behind it. Pieces of it were breaking off here and there. I was with a handful of other people who I didn't know, and we were all looking up in amazement. A radio was on, and there was a man stating, "Do not touch any of the pieces of the spacecraft that may crash to Earth due to potential radiation contamination," and things of that nature. We all stood looking into the sky for a few more moments before I woke up. When I woke up from the dream, I noticed it was still dark outside, so I looked at the clock. It was 2:35 a.m. I got up, drank some water, laid back in bed, and thought about the dream for a while. I was having trouble going back to sleep, so I turned on the radio and eventually drifted back to sleep. I woke up in the morning, and to my disbelief, I was hearing the same voice from the radio in my dream hours before, on the radio now, saying similar things. I thought, what the hell is going on? I turned on the TV, switched it over to the news channel, and saw this video on the screen. Space Shuttle Columbia had just disintegrated during a re-entry. I get goosebumps even today thinking about it. I dreamt that I was approaching an abandoned house, went inside to explore, and eventually came across this couple who go to the same church that I used to attend. The woman was holding a baby in her arms, and as I got closer to look at it, I realized that the baby was decayed, rotten, as if it had been dead for a long time, yet it was still screaming. Then about a month later or so, the woman of the couple announced to everyone in my Bible study group that a newlywed couple from our congregation who were expecting their first child had just had a miscarriage. I never felt more traumatized in my life. I went to high school in Antioch, California, and graduated from Antioch High School in June 1986. Antioch's nearest neighboring town is Pittsburgh, California, home of Pittsburgh High School. As of June 1986, I had never attended Pittsburgh High, didn't know anyone who went to Pittsburgh High, and had only set foot on the campus of Pittsburgh High once in my life, attending a football game in my junior year. In the weeks following graduation, still in June 1986, my then girlfriend and I were house-sitting for a friend. One night, I dreamt that I had auditioned for the play, The Crucible. In the dream, my girlfriend and I were leaving her father's business office and driving to Pittsburgh High School to see if I had been cast in the play. We were going to Pittsburgh High because that's where the cast list was going to be posted. When I awoke, I told my girlfriend about this strange dream. It was very lifelike, but it made no sense. I had been active in drama in high school, but all the other elements were out of place in typical dream fashion. After all, I had just graduated high school and never attended Pittsburgh High anyway, so why would I be doing a play there now? The Crucible was one of my favorite plays, but I didn't know of anyone producing it at the time, Pittsburgh High or otherwise. My girlfriend's father's office was in Pittsburgh, but it's not like either me or my girlfriend worked there. I probably only told my girlfriend about it because it was such a vivid dream. Anyway, time passed by and I moved away from Antioch for a month or so, but moved back in September 1986. By then, my girlfriend was attending the local junior college. One day, while escorting her to class, I saw a flyer on a bulletin board announcing auditions for the fall play. The play was The Crucible. Of course, at this point, I wasn't consciously thinking about the dream from months before. I auditioned. As it turned out, the college's theater was too small to house a full-stage play, and Pittsburgh High's drama teacher was directing the play for the college, so naturally it was being staged at Pittsburgh High School. So there we were, several days after the auditions. I'm in the car with my girlfriend, and we're leaving her father's office, where she had started working in the months since the dream, to go to Pittsburgh High School to look at the cast list of The Crucible and see if I made the play. It was exactly like the dream. And the thing that separated this from your typical deja vu is I had a witness. My girlfriend had been with me when I had the dream, and I had told her about it right after I dreamt it. Then, months later, she was with me again when the events seen in the dream occurred, and she remembered my telling her about the scene months before. And all of the elements of the dream that made no sense at all in June 1986 turned out to make perfect sense in September 1986. So I didn't just have some vague feeling that I'd seen some event in a dream. I knew I'd seen it in a dream. I remembered when the dream had been. I had told someone else about the dream at the time that I'd had it. That person remembered me telling her about the dream, and that person was also with me when the events of the dream took place in real life. Just to make sure I hadn't subliminally seen an early flyer for The Crucible months before, I checked with the drama department. At the time of my dream, in June, no flyers had been made. The play had not been chosen, the director had not been chosen, and the venue had not been chosen. So there's no way I could have just seen this somewhere and worked it into a dream.